welcome. Your saltwater guide, Captain Dave Hansen. It is Fishing Booker Thursday. Thank you all for joining us today. I want to thank Fishing Booker for being a sponsor of our Thursday shows. If you want to know what fishingbooker.com is, Fishing Booker is a way for you to find a boat to go fishing on wherever you're at. Wherever you are at, they have boats available. All you got to do is log on to fishingbooker.com and put in where you're at, and they'll give you a plethora of boats that you can go fishing on. Pretty cool deal, if you ask me. Fishingbooker.com covers all areas up and down the California coast, up and down the eastern seaboard, Florida, Hawaii, Mexico. Pretty much anywhere you're thinking about going fishing, fishingbooker.com has you covered. They're going to take care of you. They're going to find the boat that's going to suit you and your family the best that they can. So you'll all be super happy out fishing. So check out fishingbooker.com. We'll talk about them a little bit later in the show. But thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate you all being here and watching our show. Our beautiful co-host, KellyGirl, will be with us in just a few minutes. She's taking care of the cats and all the things that need to be taken care of in our house. And you can only imagine how hard it is just to take care of me, let alone all the animals. So she'll be with us in just a few minutes, gang. But those of you that have been watching the morning show with Justin, how cool is that? He's out there. He's located some tuna, and now it's just a matter of time. He's going to put together a day out there. I promise you that. It's very, very early in the day right now, so he can definitely catch a bluefin at any given second. We have him on the sidelines here while we're live today, so we'll be checking in with him. If he happens to scoop up a fish, he'll let us know, and we'll go over there live to him. Also, gang, thank you all very, very much for downloading Michael's History of Sport Fishing. It's a cool 12-part docu-series about the history of sport fishing, and many of you watched it this morning with KellyGirl and I, so we all appreciate all of you watching it. And I'm going to show you, Michael's going to be on the show tomorrow. I have a little tiny clip here of the show to show you, and then I'll give you guys the QR code. And you definitely, if you're into fishing at all, you want to watch this movie, this docu-series. It's just absolutely incredible, the history of sport fishing. He has so much old-time footage. It's absolutely incredible. Look at
that. Without any real knowledge of the local waters and conditions, Zane spent 86 consecutive, long, hard days of toil without catching a fish until the fish of his lifetime appeared behind the boat, as shown in this historical footage of the first ever 1,000-pound fish ever captured with a rod and reel. Let's listen to Zane's account of this incredible fish in his own words as we quote from his book, Tales of Tahitian Waters.
Suddenly I heard a sounding, a vicious thump on the water, as Peter yelled, "Jesus!"
Unbelievable, right, gang? You guys can grab that movie or docu-series right there with the QR code I just threw up on the screen. If you didn't watch it this morning, KellyGirl and I told you we'd be watching it. I'm telling you, we were both crying. It is a very, very touching docu-series. If you haven't checked it out, grab the QR code, go over there and get it, gang, and watch it in the comfort of your own home.
It's unbelievable.
It's quite spectacular.
And I know I've been waiting for I couldn't wait to see it.
Yeah, Michael's been talking about this for 9 years. This is a labor of love for him. He put this whole thing together himself. And as those of you that used to watch Inside Sport Fishing know, he is a phenomenal storyteller. And you're getting to see all this through his eyes. Which
just his voice alone
is like velvet.
Yes.
It's the velvety voice. And you guys got to check it out. Grab that QR code. We're going to pull it down off the screen. Just grab it and use it later, gang. You want to watch this show. You want to watch this docu-series. It's incredible. The history of sport fishing is an absolutely incredible docu-series. So check it out. So Kelly and I, we've been talking. this is her favorite day of the week, Thursday. She absolutely adores coming on here and seeing everybody and saying hi to everybody. So thank you all very much for joining us today on the show. Thank you all very much for watching this morning, watching Justin cruising around, finding some fish. But Kelly and I, we decided we're going to start to tell more stories about our life and more stories about what I've put this poor young lady through. In just the short 18, 19 years we've been together, boy, you've seen a lot of stuff, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot. I've met a lot of incredible people in the sport fishing industry, and people who aren't in, have anything to do with fishing, just through you. So yeah, my life, you've changed my life.
A little bit.
It's been pretty exciting.
You live in a foreign country? You ever thought you'd do that?
Never thought I'd live in a foreign country, have an exotic animal such as a monkey. Never. If somebody would have told me this long ago, I no way. But here we are. Here we are.
So we're going to go back to when we first met. We're going to go all the way back, long time ago. And I want you to I can tell the story, but I want you to kind of tell the story about how you came to know my name.
Oh boy. Well, so I didn't know who Dave was. I didn't know who his family, the Hansens. I didn't know anything about them. But I do I go into the whole deal? So I was divorced. I was married to my son's father. I was divorced and I didn't date, but this one person, I said, okay, maybe, he's the one. He was a fisherman and he had
go back a little farther though.
How far?
When you were dating Joe.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to preface right now.
I apologize.
Okay. So anyway, I had a friend who was a fisherman and he used to listen to Dave on, was it?
Let's talk our 976 tuna.
And Dave used to run the Liquid Coast Highway where he did his lobster, the hoop netting trips. Anyway, and you were out of Huntington Harbor. And that's where my friend lived. And whenever Dave would come by on the Liquid Coast Highway, my friend would point out, oh, that's Dave Hansen. Like, oh, I want to be Dave Hansen. And I thought, oh, okay, wow. So that's where I first heard of Dave, through him. And the rest is history. Then
No, that's not history.
Tell the story.
So, and I'm going to so Kelly started to get, it piqued your curiosity, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So you started to try to figure out who I was. So you started to listen to me on Let's Talk Hookup, right? Or on 976.
Ryan, I don't know if Joe's a member. Hopefully he is, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I don't
know. He's one of those people you chase around. But back to what I was saying, the curiosity was getting to her. And so she was listening to me on 976 tuna because I was doing, how I do the reports on Let's Talk Hookup. And back in the day when Phil Freeman owned 976 tuna, I really helped him out a tremendous amount by calling in. Back in the day, now you see the sport boat guys call in 3 or 4 times a day. But back in the day, I was the only one that did that. And they used to call me a sellout and all this stuff. But what I would always say is you only have one opportunity to market yourself. And if you're afraid to talk on an internet thing, then you're probably not going to do very well. I would market the living crap out of me every day, like 3 or 4 times a day. Free call in. And you can call in and you can talk about what you're doing for your business for free anytime on 976 tuna. And I did, right?
Yeah.
But what really got Kelly interested was the day that I caught
You caught something.
The mattress.
Yeah. Dave caught a mattress and I couldn't believe it. He actually admitted it on the radio on 976 Tuna. He said he caught this mattress and I don't even know how it happened. I just thought, oh my gosh, I gotta meet this guy. He was so funny and that's what got me on that one. So
So we were doing I'm going to tell them a little bit about the mattress story, and then you can add in on it.
You go right ahead.
So I had some guys come all the way from Arizona to come lobster fishing with me. This was in the infantile stages of taking people hoop netting for money. No one had ever done it before. We were the very first. I can promise you that. And these guys came all the way from Arizona, and I picked them up at the dock to take them out. And I put the starboard engine in forward and the port engine in reverse to spin around at the dock. And I guess I was kind of showing off a little bit of how I could spin it around. And I gave it a little bit of throttle, and both engines shut off immediately. Just shut off. I didn't know what the hell was wrong. We had just changed the Raycor filters. I ran down, looked, they're full of fuel, ran back upstairs. We're drifting through the harbor. I have no idea. Start the boat, it starts right up, put it in gear, shuts right off immediately. It doesn't even go, the propellers don't even engage. It just shuts the boat off right away. I'm baffled. I have no idea what could possibly be wrong, but we are free drifting through Huntington Beach Harbor. South wind, so we're getting pushed down the channel. I got 6 guys on the boat, plus I have Jeff from the bait barge as my deckhand. Those of you from Dana Point know Jeff. He was my deckhand back then. This was 20 years ago.
A long time ago.
I can't figure out what to do. I call vessel assist now because I don't know what to do. And I tell them, you need to bring some dive gear because I don't know, something's wrong. Something's caught in the propellers or something. Then the next thing I know, I look up after I'm talking to him, and we are drifting into about 8 different yachts. And I have nothing. I can't do a thing. There's no way I can do anything. I just get everybody on the starboard side of the boat, and we're all getting ready for impact, and everybody's standing there, and we come right in, and we hit the edge of the dock, bang, and then everybody grabs a piece of a yacht. And I think we were hanging on to 4 different yachts sitting there with no ability to move in any way, shape, or form, no open docks to slide into while we try to figure out what's going on. So everybody has to partake in holding the boat up next to the docks. The diver shows up, jumps in the water, looks around for a minute, comes back up, and he tells me, this is what he said. He goes, "Hey, Dave, you got a hoop net stuck in your propeller."
Mm-hmm.
I'm all, I don't know, how did I get a hoop net stuck in my propeller? He's all, well, give me your GoPro. So I gave him my GoPro. He went underwater. He came back up. I go, that doesn't look like any hoop net I've ever seen. He goes, give me your dive light. I give him my dive light. He goes back under the boat. He comes back up. He goes, give me a fillet knife. I go, okay. I give him a fillet knife. He goes back under the water. He comes back up and he goes, hey, here you go. It's a mattress. And he gave me a piece of this pillow top mattress that he cut off the mattress with my fillet knife, and he's holding it up, and I pull it up. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He goes, Dave, you're not even going to believe it. Both rudders and both propellers and both shafts are covered in metal springs. The whole thing, when it hit it, it exploded, and metal springs went everywhere, and they were wrapped. And this was a 46-foot Bertram. These things were, both propellers, both rudders, everything was wrapped in the wires that come out of this mattress. It was the most unbelievable thing you've ever seen.
Well, how big was the mattress?
A king size. California king, the biggest you can get. Giant monster mattress. Needless to say, I had to tell the guys from Arizona, we're not going to make the trip. Take the boat back to the dock, jump in my car, drive home, get my dive gear, come back in the morning, go under the boat, and it took 3.5 tanks of air for me to cut all these pieces of this mattress out from underneath the boat. And then I had to have a report for 976 tuna because we were fishing lobsters every night. So I was making these reports. So I called in the report and said, hey, we're stuck. We caught a mattress, everybody, and I'm stuck, and I didn't get to run my trip, and I made it sound like the mattress was the most exciting thing we'd ever caught.
You did.
And then I think 4 or 5 days later, I got a phone call from Miss KellyGirl. And here we are.
Here we are.
19 years later. Oh my gosh. And Thursdays are our favorite days, huh, baby? So that's just one of the many stories of Kelly Girl and I's life together.
Good times. Good times.
And then I remember the first time I asked her, do you want to go fishing? Do you want to go fishing? Do you want to come out and go fishing with me? And she said, I want to go fishing. And she had been fishing with her friend Joe a few times, but we went to the Dana Point. I have a 21-foot Wellcraft there, center console, beautiful little boat with a gigantic 60-gallon bait tank. I took Kelly Girl out. We went to the bait barge, saw Jeff, filled up the bait tank with 1 million anchovies, because anchovies are the best bait in the world. And if you listen to our game plans today, you're going to be pretty happy because they got anchovies at the bait barges. Kelly Girl wishes we were in SoCal right now, because we'd be
you talking.
wailing on the calico bass. We'd be having so much fun today if we were up there. Anchovies are my favorite calico bass bait, besides grunion. But I took her out and I said, you want to see some sea lions? I was trying to do the whole first date on the boat thing, make it really exciting, even though I don't. I love sea lions. I want to be a sea lion when I come back. But I wanted to do the whole date thing. So I took her to the red buoy and I'm showing her the sea lions right in front of Dana Point. And I go, oh my gosh, do you want to catch a fish? And what'd you say?
Yes.
And then what happened for the next 3 hours?
It was every cast was a bite. Yeah.
Caught about I don't know, Kelly Girl probably caught 30 or 40 bass her first time she went fishing with me. And tell her you were looking around at all the other boats.
Oh yeah, well, just seeing all the other boats around us, they didn't look like they were hooked up to anything or they were catching anything. And here we are, we're like, back then I didn't know, I didn't cast, I didn't know what I was doing. So I would just give my pole to Dave would cast it and then hand it to me, and we would just rotate. It was like, remember that? It was just constant.
We did that every day.
Constant. Yeah, so it was quite, I was blown away.
And then you looked around and wondered why all the other boats weren't catching fish, because they weren't doing what we were doing. And we were just fishing the red buoy, exactly the red buoy where the sea lions live. We were fishing right under it. You throw your bait, let it hit the side of the buoy. When it hit the water, a calico bass would grab it instantaneously. It was absolutely incredible, gang. And that's what did it. That hooked her. She was so excited. What did Brett say?
I don't know. I'm trying to read.
You want to know what's the name of the site after the date was on your platter? I don't even know what the hell you're trying to say, son.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that question.
It's a little early in the morning to be that high already. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Brett. But try that question again with a little more information, because I have no idea what you're talking about. Gang, fishingbooker.com is the sponsor of our shows on Thursday, and it's super important to thank them for being a sponsor and allowing us to do this show and allowing us to do all these cool things we get to do, right? Because of our great sponsors. And fishingbooker.com, what you can do with fishingbooker.com is you can basically book a fishing trip wherever you are in the world on vacation. You just go to fishingbooker.com and type in where you're at, put in the zip code or put in the address where you are, boom. You're going to have a bunch of boats in that area that are going to be more than willing to take you out fishing. If you're in Southern California, you haven't called me yet, and you go to fishingbooker.com, when you figure out what boat you're going on, just give me a call and I'll let you know who they are and what they're all about and if it's even legit or not. But let me know. Fishingbooker.com is a great way to find a boat to go fishing on wherever you're at. Right, KellyGirl?
Right.
Okay, so did you figure out what he's trying to say?
Mean plotter, maybe?
The plotter, not the platter.
Okay.
I was getting ready to have some salami sandwiches.
I'm like, the platter.
You're getting me hungry. It's lunchtime. I'm going to get something off the platter. No, on the plotter now, it's just the dock.
The red buoy. I think he's asking.
I thought he was talking about the mattress.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're not sure, Brent, but I don't think Dave knows either.
I know exactly where I got it at. I know exactly where I hooked it up at. Hey, Kelly, John Stanley wanted to know. He's glad you're feeling better.
Oh, I am, and thank you for
and so is
thank you for
Jeanette
asking. Thanks
and
everybody.
everybody.
I'm doing much better. Thank you.
Okay. He wants to know, what was your scariest moment on a boat?
Oh gosh, I don't think I've had one. I really don't. Can you think of one that it was scary?
When we were at Seal Rocks and we were going to kill each other and we were
Oh,
trying to
well,
throw
that
each other
wasn't
over the
scary
side.
for me. I was probably you.
I was terrified. She was trying to throw me in the water.
But I don't think I've ever had. I can't remember a time where I was scared or even really worried. I'm always with Dave. Anytime I've been out on the water, I've been with Dave, and that's I always feel like I'm in good hands, and I just I've always felt safe, and right. Again, like maybe if it was because we were arguing and I thought, I'm either going to have to kill him and he's going to, oh, I know. You did tell me one time you were going to kill me. And I think we were here in Mexico and that nobody was
when she wouldn't wind the marlin in. You wouldn't wind in the marlin.
Yeah, he threatened that.
That was it. We were done. We were never going to fish again. We were never going to fish together again. She was never going to get to come on the boat again. It was one of those days, gang. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
One of those days.
That was probably the scariest for me because I thought, oh, he's right. No, what if, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. So now y'all know if Kelly ever is missing, it's my fault.
He did it.
Yeah.
Come to him.
So we have a good friend of ours, Brian, asking a question. Besides fishing in Laredo, what are some different things to do to visit there? Taking my wife there for vacation next spring. I would definitely rent a car when you're there. You can rent them right there at the airport in Laredo. They got a beautiful giant airport there. But then I would go and I would check out some of the beautiful places like Coyote Bay. Remember how beautiful that was? Conception Bay, Mulahay. All these things are less than an hour drive up and down the coast from Laredo. As you come out of Laredo, you drive up the coast, Coyote Bay and Conception Bay and Mulahay, and check out the mission at Laredo, the mission at Mulahay. Just going to the beach and getting up early in the morning and walking the beaches in Laredo. There's no waves. It's like as flat as a pancake. You can pick up beautiful shells, and just the water's incredibly warm and clear, like gin clean. It's just, there's a lot of really special things to do in Laredo. Have them take you out to Carmen Island for the day and just go explore and walk around on the island. There's a beautiful cove there, and you can go and you can hang out for the day. Check that out. Drive up the coast to Mulahay. Kelly loves the little town of Mulahay. It's beautiful. There's a lot to see there. There's a mission there. Just go look at the old prison. The Mulahay is pretty spectacular. It's on the Baja, just above Laredo, about an hour drive above Laredo, and it's got a river that runs through it. Millions of palm trees, and you're in the middle of the desert.
It's like
pretty oasis.
Yeah, it's like
thing.
It's very it's an oasis. It's different. It's different from anything I'd ever seen or ever been to.
It's hard to even imagine there's a river in the Baja.
Yeah.
And there is, and it's a beautiful river, and it's all worth checking out, and it's all stuff that you won't even believe. The drive up the coast from Laredo to Mulahay, just so many beautiful places. Don't not stop. Stop at as many of those little beaches as you can and take as many pictures as you can, because you're not going to believe the absolute beauty and the undeveloped beaches and how beautiful it is. And you just go, why is nobody living here? Oh, Lori says there's been many a time where Dave's lost his mind when we're out fishing. Don't worry. Don't feel bad.
Oh my gosh. So glad that there are other people out there that can relate to what I go through.
The thing about me is I take all the fish personal. So when they bite our line, I lose my mind. I lose all sense of being. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter who you are, what your
How many
income
billions
you
of dollars
make,
you're making.
who you are, if you're a CEO of a company or if you're just a housewife or whatever, you're going to get yelled at. You're going to get yelled at if you do the wrong thing. And so, but you know what? I've learned to deal with you. I think I just deal with you.
Give it back.
Give
I love
right
it when you talk back. It's my favorite. I love when you talk back.
I
It's
think
my
over the
very
years
most
I've come
favorite.
to just not be, I don't stand down.
No, you definitely don't stand down. That's
I
for
say
sure.
what's on my mind.
Yes, you do. That's for damn sure. You don't ever have to wonder what's Kelly thinking. I would love to know why this air's not working though. It is hotter than Haiti in here.
Here, honey, let me do it. You have it on the wrong
I have it on the wrong, huh?
setting.
Wrong setting. Yeah, well, we're not using the mic anymore, Dave. We're just using the computer and it seems to be working.
Oh, someone's got a tip for
Donald Brockman does.
What's that?
No. This is a family show, Donnie.
Whoa.
This is a family show.
Okay.
She will have to message me for the tip. All right, there you go.
Okay.
Hey, we had a good time with your family,
Yes,
Donald.
did.
We had a really nice time. I tell you what, your husband's wife, Jenny, absolutely.
No, son's wife, not his husband.
Your son's wife, Jenny, absolutely adores Marley the monkey. Jenny had so much fun with Marley.
Yeah.
And your grandkids, I'll tell you what, if you could harness that energy, buddy, holy moly, that would be the new Green Deal. Harness the energy of those two grandkids, right? They got some energy. We took them to the beach, though, and we wore them out. We had a great time at the beach. We fed the fish. They could not believe the millions of fish. And your grandson wanted to do me a favor and catch one for me.
Aww.
But he didn't pull it off. So he's got to come back here again next time and try it again. Gang, Kelly and I absolutely want to thank everybody. We cannot believe all the love that we get from all of you. It just blows our minds every day. All the text messages, like last week when KellyGirl was sick, I must have got 30 messages hoping that you feel better. It's pretty spectacular to be in this part of our lives. It's just absolutely mind-boggling to me that all of these people are following us every day, and we're having so much fun. Yeah, it was absolutely spectacular. So, gang, as we move forward with our shows and as things start to evolve, we're going to be telling a lot of stories on Thursdays. There's not going to be so much Ask Kelly questions Thursdays anymore. It's going to be more about stories of our lives and what we've gone through and where we're at today and all the different things that are going on, right?
Yeah.
And look at the camera.
Yeah,
Don't look at my wife
No,
when
hey,
you're talking
you
to her.
gotta stop.
Do not look at her. Can Kelly talk about different people that have gone to Cabo and hung out with you guys?
Hi.
Hey, just got the living
Oh my God.
pinched out of me.
You know what?
And I don't even know. I probably did something wrong. I'll hear about it next month. But who are the best people that have come to visit us down here in
Well,
Cabo?
first of all, Mike and Jamie Lewis have visited us here in Cabo, and we just love them. What?
Wasn't Mike funny though? He was scared to death to go to Mexico. He was
I
terrified.
guess he didn't want to come. But he came and he had a great time, and we're so happy he came here.
Yeah, and Kelly got a new BFF, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you and Jamie.
And I'm so excited.
It's not that much longer, right, Mike Lewis? We're going to Alaska,
so
bro.
Excited. We are, thanks to
Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance. Larry Hansen and the gang over at Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance
I can't wait.
has put together a spectacular trip for us. We're super excited. We can't wait to go. We can't wait to hang out with everybody that's going up there, Mike, Jamie, and everybody else that's going. to this trip to Gustavus, Alaska, gang. This thing sold out pretty quick. So unfortunately, nobody else can join us. As a matter of fact, we squeezed one extra person in on the couch on the second trip because it's Mike and Jamie. So we're taking one extra person. But gang, there's no way to get on this trip. It's sold out. But we have another trip coming up to go fish with me. I don't know if KellyGirl is going to make the trip up to Adolfo's Lopez Mateos or not, because it's pretty rustic up there. It's pretty hardcore. It's not going to be like staying in a lodge in Alaska.
Probably not, because we have Marley, and since we've had Marley, I really don't get to do anything. But
take care of me and Marley.
That's right.
And Dahlia. And so, gang, if you want to join us on that trip to Adolfo's Lopez Mateos in October, just give us a call at 760-331-2650, and you can join us in Mag Bay to fish Adolfo's Lopez Mateos and do all that fun stuff you see me doing all the time, fishing the mangroves, fishing. There'll be offshore fishing. There'll be Dorado, Wahoo. There'll be everything that you can imagine that swims in the ocean. And October is the very, 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 very best time to fish down there. It's going to be absolutely incredible, the volume of fish. So if you need dates, if you need times that we're going, just dial the number 760-331-2650 and join us on the trip. It's going to be 5 nights and 4 days, all-inclusive trip to Adolfo's Lopez Mateos in October. And the dates are available if you give us a call on that number, gang. And then back to what we were talking about when we first started the show. I don't know how many of you have downloaded Michael's new movie, the 12-part docuseries, History of Sport Fishing, but it is an incredible series. Grab the QR code that's right there on the screen and go watch part 1, because tomorrow he is our guest on the show. Tomorrow, Michael Folks will be our guest for the whole hour of the show, talking about this movie. And if you guys haven't watched it yet, you're going to be kind of disappointed when you watch this interview with Michael, and you're going to be bummed out because you didn't watch part 1. Well, go watch it, gang. I promise you're not going to be bummed that you watched it. You can purchase it right there with the QR code I have up on the screen. I believe it's $9, $9.99 to watch the first part, or you can buy the whole thing for $79 at the VIP level and get it earlier than everyone else, or you can buy and watch it come out when it comes out for $49.99. But you definitely want to check it out. Grab the QR code that's on the screen there, and then be ready with your questions for Michael tomorrow, because he's going to answer your questions. Elliot's going to produce the show. We're going to get to see all kinds of parts of the movie. What? Tell me, baby girl. What do you got? So that's it. That's History of Sport Fishing. Justin's out there fishing right now. What story are you dying to tell everybody?
I don't have one that I'm dying to tell.
You don't?
No.
How about?
I'm going to play. Go ahead. Try me.
Try you?
Yeah.
Oh, she's ready. It's Thursday. She's ready to play. She loves
David
Thursday.
is being mean right now.
Oh, I'm so mean.
Those of you who know that Dave is mean.
Oh, I'm the meanest
He's mean.
man
But
on
anyway,
the planet.
Tomorrow's show, I just can't wait. I can't wait. Mr. Folks is such a phenomenal storyteller. It's history. They're not stories, but oh my God. This is so exciting.
Yeah, and the very first scene from the part 1, absolutely amazing. Captain Dave Hansen talking about his dad.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
No, that's an incredible thing. And I tell you what, not a dry eye in our house watching that. It's pretty amazing how Michael has been able to splice all this stuff together and how flawless it all looks. It's an incredible, incredible experience to see that show. And gang, I want you all to understand, as soon as we're done going live today on our podcast, we're going to shut the show down, and then we're going to relaunch Justin out there bluefin fishing. And the thing about this tuna fishing is They can bite right when you get there at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, or they can bite right before it gets dark at 8:30 at night, or they can bite in the middle of the night at 10 o'clock at night. You just don't know. So he could be wrapped up in catching them right now, but we don't know because we lost his feed over there. So hopefully he goes back on and puts his cameras back up and we can see what's going on. Because right now the only thing I can see is the roof of his the ceiling of his wheelhouse. Now I can see up his nose. Good, he's got a little boog on the left side. Little boog hanging. Little booger hanging on the left side. But yeah, Martin, you're absolutely right. Down here, it's absolutely incredible how beautiful everything is. It is so epically beautiful.
And Mike, I just can't do that fish. So here in Mexico, when our good friends Jamie and Mike Lewis were here, Dave took them to get one of those, what was it? What do you call it? It's like a massage sort of where the little fish eat your feet. Right?
They eat the dead skin off your feet.
Yeah, I can't do that because I'm way too ticklish. Like you just do this and I want to die laughing. So I couldn't do that. So no, Mike.
Like how Jewel was when she got it done. She's laughing so hard.
Yeah,
she was laughing.
I just can't imagine.
So freaking hard.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I went and I got it done and it was spectacular. And I went again and had it done a second time with my kids and my granddaughter. Yeah, it is absolutely incredible to have those fish eat all that fungus off my feet. I felt bad for them. I went back the next day just to see if they were all alive, and they were.
Oh
I was like, well, if they can live through that, they can pretty much live through everything.
Yes, Arnie, I should write a book about my whole life. Yeah, just my life.
Just for the last 18
Yeah,
years. It's dramatic.
My life the past 20 years compared to the rest of my life before I knew Dave, pre-Dave. Oh my gosh. Yes, I should write a book. I've always said, I've always thought Dave should write a book. There should be a movie made about him. I mean, he's unbelievable. You folks don't even know. You think you know, but there is so much you just have no idea. Right?
Right.
You have
And
no idea.
you and that air conditioner are doing a great job. And now I'm absolutely dying. I'm at the point where I'm dying. I'm going to turn it on. I'm sorry that Marley's going to be a little bit cold.
Dave likes to have the air really cold in here, and I have to come in and say, hey, Dave, remember, he's just a skinny little monkey. He's probably freezing. He's going to freeze to death. Dave doesn't care.
No, I don't care about anybody but me. I'm the only person I care about is me. I'm telling you, I'm a big fat guy, so when that air's not on, I'm dying. I can barely breathe right now. It's incredible. KellyGirl, thank you for putting up with Dave for 20 years. Lori's very happy.
No. It's been my pleasure.
Oh,
To be honest, it really has.
We should do a pregame show before the show on Thursdays. It's always so much fun here.
I know we had cameras in the
I'll tell you, this is Kelly's favorite
he
day.
said to me right before.
Oh, yeah, I said a lot of really mean stuff because I'm a mean man. I'm super mean. But KellyGirl, Matt wants to know, if you have leftover live bait, what are some of the fun ideas you guys would do with the bait?
We don't ever have leftover bait.
Yeah, we ain't going home
if we have bait we don't go anywhere.
We're going fishing.
Because if you change your bait out every 60 seconds, you shouldn't have anything left over. We just wouldn't go. We wouldn't leave. That's just unheard of.
The only reason people have bait left over is because they're not a member of our website. So they didn't catch anything.
Right.
So they got leftover bait. But here's a couple of things I've done with some leftover bait. I make videos feeding sea lions because it's fun and people watch them. I used to love to, remember where our skiff used to be parked over in the other end of the harbor, and I'd feed the ravens?
Yeah.
I would throw sardines up on the side of the hill, and the ravens would come and grab them. I was kind of lame, but.
Are you talking about where the boat was, like at the
by the bridge?
Yeah, by the bridge. So who takes care of that marina?
The Dana Point Partners take care of that marina. Why?
Well, I just want to say thank you because remember that the mornings we would go out fishing, it would be freezing. We'd go early. I'd be freezing cold. Our drive down to the harbor from our long drive from
Laguna
Laguna
Niguel.
Niguel,
That
and,
whole 7
I'd
minutes.
be freezing, and every time as soon as we got to the parking lot, and you would put everything into the boat, get it ready, and I would go into the restrooms there, and they had heaters. They were warm. Nobody was ever in there, and there was just like 10 stalls, and there were showers in there, and I would just go in there and
hang out
until we were ready to take off, and that was
till you were
nice.
ready.
Yeah.
Not me. I'm ready. When I got there, I was ready. But yeah, I would show up with my flip-flop shorts and a t-shirt. KellyGirl would be freezing to death. But
so Ryan wants to know, where is my favorite
Matt.
place? Oh no,
Matt
it's
Ryan.
Ryan.
Matt
oh,
Ryan.
and he's fishing. Oh, it's Matt Ryan. How did he know about my past with Joe? That's what I'm.
Because we just talked about
no,
it like
he mentioned
18
it before.
minutes
He
ago.
mentioned it before.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, let's see.
Matt and I, we have a secret relationship,
Is
and
it
we talk
Matt?
about you on the side.
Oh,
MATT.
I know.
RYAN.
See what I'm saying, everybody? Do you see? You're starting to. My favorite place along the California coast. Well, Laguna. I love Laguna.
When we used to get to fish there
When we
before
used to
they
get to
closed
fish there,
it all.
Yeah. I have some pictures of a day we went out, and I believe Doug Dorsey was with us. And you remember that spot?
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's my. Well, is that
That's still open.
That's still open.
That's
okay.
in Three Arch Bay.
So that's.
It's a pretty beautiful little place, isn't it? When you see the picture she's talking about, it's hard to believe. Yeah, see, we mentioned him back in an earlier episode.
Oh, did we?
Settle
Okay.
down. Settle down.
I thought, oh, that's. I don't like, I don't talk about that very often. But anyway.
Yeah, now you know. Yeah, you told everybody that's who you were with when you caught your giant lobster.
Oh, I did.
A lot of people, they actually listen to the show when they're watching it.
I'm not used to people listening when I talk.
Right. Yeah, because we just turn it off. I don't think so. We hear everything you say all the time. That's why your life is so blessed.
Right.
You got it pretty. Let me just tell you, today we woke up at the crack of 8:30, gang.
No,
we were wiped out.
Dave woke up at 8:30. I woke up at 5 o'clock. No, a little before 5 a.m. Started doing my thing and
taking care of our
then I
animals.
ended up going back to bed because I was still tired, but I got up early.
And gang, before we moved here, we were not animal people in any way, shape, or form, right?
No.
We did not understand people having pets in their house.
It's not that we didn't like them.
We just didn't
want
get
any.
it. No, we didn't understand it either. Dogs and cats and everybody going potty in their house.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Justin may be hooked up to something.
Here we go.
We're on.
He's hooked up. They've got a tuna. They're hooked up live right here on the show, everybody. Check it out. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, gang, it doesn't get any liver than that. They hooked up on the show. Holy moly guacamole, KellyGirl. What do you think?
Wow.
Woo! We're hooked up to a tuna.
How exciting.
We're watching you, Justin. Can you hear us? No?
Is it the guy on the left or the guy on the right?
This guy's hooked
Okay.
up.
Well, look at the other guy. Oh, he's just whining.
That's Anthony just clearing the jig. Justin.
Don't stop. Reel, don't stop. But don't die. You gotta reel it. Reel it in. You have to reel the fish in, otherwise it doesn't come in. Nice and smooth if you can. Nice and smooth. Is he on?
I don't know. Not seeing any activity.
I think it's a small one. Reel it. Don't stop reeling now. Nope. Nope. Reel it up though. Reel it up. I want to see the end of that hook.
Bummer, gang. See what happened there at the end there? I don't know. Somehow that fish fell off, unfortunately. That sucks, but that's fishing.
That's fishing.
They're in their zone. It's early. One thing that this represents, gang, is that you need to understand if the fish falls off, just go back to fishing. Don't get all upset. Don't start throwing stuff. Don't start screaming at your wife. Just go back to fishing. Get the lures back out in the water. Go back to fishing. It's just one fish that got away. Don't worry about it. There's so many more fish out there. You just got to get that lure back in the water and go back to fishing. Yeah, that's 100% correct. And we're not going to beat up on anybody. Stuff happens, but you never, ever, ever want to stop winding. Ever. I don't care if you think the fish fell off. Think about this for a minute, gang. And you all do it, so I need to understand this. So maybe somebody can tell me. When you're fishing and you're winding and you think the fish fell off, why do you stop winding? You all do it. You all stop winding. Why?
Because I don't think they don't have to wind it in. I don't know.
You got to wind it in and put on another bait or throw the lure back out. Never stop winding until he gets all the way in. You'd be blown away at how many people stop winding and the fish is still there. There's only two things that poor fish can do. Either swim away from you or swim at you. Many, many times I see people stop winding because they don't feel it anymore. You got to wind it all the way in anyway to get a new bait on or to cast it back out. Don't stop. Nothing magical is going to happen when you stop. Wind it all the way in. I'm down here in Mexico when we're fishing marlin, and we use circle hooks because the fish will hook themselves because the people don't understand that they're hooked up. It's okay. Well, it's not going to come back for it if you stop. Think about that. If you're fishing a lure or a bait or you're fishing anything and you stop winding, that fish is not going to come back and eat the half a bait. He's not going to come back and eat the lure when it's not moving. That's not what they do. So when you stop, he's not going to eat it. If you keep winding, if he fell off and you keep winding, he's going to come back and attack it. But if he fell off and the lure's just sinking, they're not going to eat it. That's not why they ate it to begin with. They ate it because he was doing 8.5 or 10 knots trolling that lure behind the boat. So as soon as you stop, then the lure's not working anymore. So you're not going to get bit. It's not going to eat your bait that's all chewed up, sinking. Nothing good's going to happen. So you got to burn it in. You got to wind it in quick, right?
I think people just instinctively stop because they're like,
yeah, it drives me absolutely crazy. I don't know. You want to hear me yell? Stop winding. Oh my God, I'll lose my mind. I'll be screaming and yelling and I'm begging. Usually what I say is I'll give you a nickel if you keep winding. If you wind it all the way into the boat, I'll give you a whole shiny nickel.
And then if you wind it up too tight or too up all the way, Anyway, yes.
It's super important, gang. From today forward, once you start to wind it in, don't stop winding it in until it's all the way in, period. If you're checking your bait, if you're checking to see if you fish, if you have a fish there, if you don't have a fish there, if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday, wind it in all the way. Don't stop winding, especially if you're lure fishing, because that fish is back there. You don't see him, but he is violently shaking his head the whole time. He does not want that hook in his face. He doesn't. They're not into it. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you take the pressure off, the hook falls right out of their mouth. Same thing when you're trolling. Same thing when you're bait fishing. Same thing. You got to turn the handle, Randall. You got to turn the crank, Hank. You got to bring it in. You got to bring it all the way in, right?
Right.
So I want to thank KellyGirl for being with us today. It's been a real pleasure to have you here.
An absolute pleasure. I mean, just it always is.
How excited are you for tomorrow?
I'm so excited. I've been thinking about it all week. You know me.
Those of you that haven't been into fishing for a very long time, Michael Folks had a show on Fox Sports West for a very long time called Inside Sport Fishing, and it was a phenomenal show, and a lot of us watched it all the time because of his voice and because of his storytelling.
He just showed his face on there. He's not bad looking.
He's all right for
He's
a
all
dude,
right.
right?
Yeah.
But you guys don't want to miss the show tomorrow. It's going to be spectacular. Michael's going to be talking all about the history of sport fishing, all the great footage that he put together, all the hours, 9.5 years of editing.
Unbelievable.
Sitting in front of that editing table day in and day out, putting together the most phenomenal fishing story ever. From the biggest, he's got video from the biggest names in the industry, like that little clip we showed you of the Zane Gray thing. That's the stuff that you're going to see on the movie, gang. Check it all out so you're ready for the show tomorrow.
Yep.
Just go and use that QR code. I'll throw it up there one more time for you. Use that QR code, get the movie, get the 12-part docuseries, The History of Sport Fishing, get it loaded up so that you got some stuff to talk about. You and your family should watch it tonight. Everything Michael does is G-rated. You got nothing to worry about. Just like my shows and my podcast, G-rated. Check it out. Grab the QR code. Go watch the movie,
Yes.
right, baby girl? You got anything to say to everybody that's watching?
Go watch the movie. Go watch it. It's awesome. And make sure you tune in tomorrow. You don't want to miss tomorrow. I won't miss that.
Tomorrow's going to be a great show, gang. Everybody, fishingbooker.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Thursday shows. We really, really appreciate you. Fishingbooker.com is your way to book a trip wherever you are. They are always going to be there. You can just put in your address, where you're at. Fishingbooker.com will make sure that you get a boat to go fishing on wherever you are on your vacation.
Yes.
Go to fishingbooker.com. And Fishing Booker, thank you very much for sponsoring our Thursday shows. And Larry Hansen at Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance.
Thank you.
For everything you do. KellyGirl and I cannot wait to come see you. We are super excited. Thank you for getting all our arrangements ready for us for our travel and everything else. We're super excited. We'll see you guys tomorrow with Michael Folks. Thank you all for tuning in.
Have a good rest of your day, guys.
And we're going to go back in just a few minutes. You can jump back on here and see Justin fishing live. They're out there in the zone where the fish are. They're trolling those spreader bars, trying to get a fish. And KellyGirl is going to think of a really great story to tell you about our lives for next week, next Thursday.
You definitely don't want to miss next Thursday because it's going to be a good story.
And I'll be up in California.
Oh, that's right.
For the captain's meeting for War Heroes on Water next Thursday.
So I won't be on the show next Thursday.
You can be on the show remote.
Okay.
You can be remotely on the show. We'll all hold our breath for that one.
All right. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.
See ya. Thank you very much. Adios, amigos. Tune in a few minutes to watch Justin live. It looks like